Good evening, YouTube. What's going on? This Travel Time with Paul coming to you live, raw and uncut from Pattaya, 7 p.m. Thai time. This part 3 of Guys Do Not Bring Your Heart to Pattaya. Now, what I want to touch on is in this series right here, I'm gonna go more into the detail about if you look through their phones, the things you would see would make the devil blush and wish he could catch the first thing smoking and go back to heaven and become an angel once again, because it's true. My first point is stop thinking Thai women are submissive. That's far from the truth. Hell, Asian women are really not submissive in 2023. All that talk of sweet, being friendly is really women nation. Women supposed to be that way. But stop thinking because these women sound a certain kind of way, soft-spoken, always smiling, that they just being submissive. See, a lot of guys that come from westernized countries like America, they let shit like that throw them off their game. We so used to women back home being so rude, masculine, and disrespectful that the first so-called submissive woman we run across, we just sell our soul to be with her. You shouldn't do that for any woman. I don't give a damn if she came from the planet Jupiter. Female nature could be female nature, especially when money is the motive. Now, if you guys come to Thailand and you meet a Thai woman, and one of the things she bring up in the conversation is she don't like Thai men, that's a red flag. That's a major red flag. It's not a flex because you coming over here, you getting the local women, and you think because you got U.S. money that you're doing better than them, you could take the cream of the crop. Actually, a lot of foreigners that come here, they getting the opposite. The Thai men gonna always get the cream of the crop of their own women, no matter what country you go to. You're most likely getting the leftover. Especially a lot of the black men that come to a place like Pattaya. If you go to a place like 808 and Flex, most of the women in there don't hit the wall. But Asian women, they age pretty well. They age slowly. They can be 35 and still look 28 or 29, but they washed up. Cause see, what happened is a lot of the women that start going after the brothers, and they teens and 20s, the younger years, they spent it going after the white men, the white tourists. And once they got older and kind of washed up in the white tourists' eyes, they had to still be able to make money somehow. So what you think they did? They switched their position and they started wearing kinky hair, which is not natural for a Thai woman unless she's biracial. They started wearing box braids. They started listening to rap from 2011 to 2012, rap we don't even listen to no more. They started speaking a certain lingo just to attract so-called black men from the UK and America. That does not flatter me at all. When I come to a culture, I want to experience that culture. If I'm dating a white woman, I want to experience being with a white woman. I don't want to talk to a white woman that's got cornrows and that talk black and that use the N-word. What's the point of that? I can stay with a black woman from South Dallas or the west side of Chicago by that logic. Another thing too, I'm gonna tell you another reason why these women are not submissive like a lot of guys think. If you coming over here for like 3 weeks to a month and you get your girlfriend here, she gonna show you the best her. She gonna send a representative out there to like just make you gonna be calling back home to your homeboys. Yeah, man, get your passport, leave America, come to Thailand. I'm being treated like God right now. She's cooking for me 3 times a day. She's giving it to me 8 times a day. Man, I'll never have to want for nothing. But it's all a show, fellas. It's all a show, because the minute they find out you living over here full time, all that shit right there goes out the window. That representative takes a leave of absence, and then you see the real her. It's gonna be a situation where if you can't give her more money than you already given her, she gonna start throwing fits and create arguments out of thin air, and it ain't gonna never be her fault. It's gonna always be your fault. You can ask her, why you being irresponsible with your money? If you knew you need a new battery for your motorbike, why you just didn't get a new battery for the motorbike, but instead you went out and bought new clothes to go to 808, just so brothers could come over here and see you and be the next sucker to pay your unexisted condo bill that probably don't even exist. But that's the same tire old line that you use on everybody that you know is green to come into Thailand. Why you just didn't use the money to get your new battery for your motorbike? Well, because you didn't do what you said you was gonna do. You said you was gonna take care of me, but you not doing. You don't act like a real man. I need somebody who's gonna take care of me. Guys, doesn't that conversation sound all too familiar? Yes, it does. So until you actually come to Thailand or go to these other countries, stop putting these women up on a pedestal. They shouldn't even be put on top of a fucking bathroom sink, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I told you guys in part 2 that Thailand is the very first country that I visit, and I didn't have a culture shock. Why I now can say I finally had a culture shock here. I got to go to different cities that's an hour north of Pattaya and 2 hours west or east of Bangkok. And I got to experience the real hospitality here in Thailand by the locals. There wasn't many tourists there. I found myself being the only local most of the time. And I got treated with respect. The food was cheaper. Just the quality of life was a whole lot better. Some of the cities was cleaner than Pattaya, and the infrastructure damn near looked better than what I'm used to seeing in Pattaya. The beaches were cleaner. There wasn't any trash in the beaches. The water, you could see the small little fish swimming by. Man, it was just a nice experiment. So if I come back to Thailand, that would be what I would like to do. Experience the locals, be around the experience the real Thai culture. I got to listen to real Thai music, not all this rap music that they playing from like 10, 15 years ago. But I ain't gonna get into that. I already talked about that on part 2. Another thing, guys, do not let these women over here kiss you in the mouth. Like I told you before, the things you would see in their phone will blow your mind. I'm gonna get into details about that right now. I had a friend of mine, he just broke up with his Thai girlfriend, and he been taking care of her and everything. But after 2 weeks, the problem started. She went from being friendly, fit, and submissive to accusing him of things. Every time he would ask her about certain situations, she would revert it back on him. Then it got to the point, she started accusing him of cheating. So he got tired of being on the one getting accused of cheating, right? So he decided when she went to sleep, he looked through her phone. And I'm gonna go into details of the things he told me that he saw when he looked through her phone. He ran across one picture of 3 BBCs in her face. When they got through doing the choo-choo train on her, they left her face looking like a glazed Krispy Kreme donut. Oh, that ain't it, guys. When he got through swiping, looking at some more pictures, she told him she don't take it up the booty. Well, that wasn't the case when he got to looking through her phone. He told me she had a peen that stretched all the way from Harlem to Brooklyn, big as hell, going right through her booty. I said, damn, for real? And he was ready to engage to this woman and everything because he thought she was the whole total package. He thought she was everything that he could have asked for in a woman. But luckily, he was smart enough to save himself a lot of headaches and money when he got to looking through her phone. And that ain't all he saw. He saw other things too. Now what she had been doing, she had been messaging other guys, other tourists that's in Pattaya right now on WhatsApp, even guys he knew. One of the guys he went to Tree Town and had dinner with and drank a few beers with, she was messaging him, telling him she can't wait to swallow his kids again. That's why you won't hear me just talking noise about women out west in America. Cause man, it can get crucial in other countries too, but just on another level that you was least expecting, cause they more sophisticated in these countries. Thai women got game, yes they do. But for a man like me that was born on the west side of Chicago and that grew up around pimps, players, and Macs on the west side in the late 80s and 90s, I kinda know better. But I did think, at least if you go to another country, you could find better quality of women, which you can. But if you talking about coming to a place like Thailand, you just gotta be careful, especially in a district, in an area that's known for a red light zone like Pattaya. The chance of you finding a wife is slim to none. You got a 5% chance of finding a wife here. And I don't wanna hear all that, well, they gotta do that because they don't get paid good money working the 9 to 5 there. If you get a woman from off of Soy 6 or Soy Bucala or one of them bars, you can make her your wife. No, you cannot, fellas. I don't give a damn if you met her in Mars, Pluto, or Jupiter. The old saying say, you cannot turn a whore into a housewife. No, you can't. So stop being delusional because these women are in another country and they supposed to be all fit, friendly, and submissive. That's bullshit. It's all an act. These women are great actresses. If they was giving away Oscars here in Thailand, they wouldn't even have enough because there's so many actresses over here. Y'all need to stop falling for the okie doke. And I'm noticing that a lot of guys that fall for it the most don't come over here and stay months and years at a time like somebody like me does. See, I've lived here long enough that I've learned the game and I know what time it is. But then if you just coming over here for a week or a couple of weeks or even a month, you ain't gonna really have time to figure out that a lot of this shit is a damn joke. You might as well just come over here if that's what you coming for and enjoy your time here and treat it like Las Vegas. What happens in Pattaya stays in Pattaya. You never take them memories with you. It stays here. If you meet a woman here, don't even think about keeping in touch with her, thinking she's gonna be your fiance, girlfriend, or wife. That man, I'm gonna tell you, it's a guy right now from North Carolina. He's engaged to a woman from here. Bought her a nice big rock. Since he's been back in America, I've seen her every time I go out on the town. Pattaya is not that big, but every time I go out on the town, I see her with a different dude every night. And I finally asked her, I'm like, damn, ain't you engaged with a brother from Charlotte? You know what she did to me, guys? Shh, that's between me and you. Don't nobody else gotta know. I gotta survive. But I said, but last time we talked, you said he was sending you a nice lump sum of money back where you could survive and you didn't have to do this. He's in America. How the hell he's gonna know what's going on over here? And I thought to myself, like, damn. Now, why the YouTubers don't talk about this side of Thailand, this side of the game? Yes, I'm not knocking them, but they'll tell y'all how you could just come over here and be so successful. Yeah, anybody can be successful. You could be a 92-year-old man with a hump in your back. If you got this, you can bag. You can be successful here. But the problem with a lot of the brothers that come here, they messing around with the same group of women and don't even know it. Some of them know it and just don't care because they got that American mindset back home. They want what you got, but they messing with the same group of women and don't even know it. And it's enough women in Pattaya to go around for everybody. It's not even that many black men in Pattaya, but it's enough because they all hang out in the same spot, like the Marju Bar, Flex, 808, and etc. Why do you feel like you got to mess with the same woman when it's so many bars in Pattaya, if that's the lifestyle you in, you could go anywhere and meet a woman that's never even been with a brother. But that's another story. I won't get into that because that's gonna make me sound like I won't talk about that right now. All I'm saying is when you come over here, do not go for the so-called BBWs, the Thai women with the big booty, because 9 times out of 10 they don't hit the wall already. They hanging out at the spots where the black men go to because they know they spent all their teens and their 20s. The white tourists and the white foreigners, so they consider older now and they not attracted to the white foreigners anymore. So now they going after who they think or know based on what they say on the internet, who's gonna accept them for who they are. They don't hit the wall. They got more miles than a 1969 Chevy Nova, but here, and I had a hard time in America dealing with women, so they'll take what they can get here when you don't really have to. Now, this video ain't for the brothers that's not coming over here for women, that's just coming over here to enjoy Thailand, the cheap cost of living, the nice infrastructure, and the better quality of life. I'm not talking about you guys. Guys like that tend to be successful with the women because when you're not looking, that's when you find what you're looking for. And for my brothers that's thinking you're gonna come over here and find a Thai woman that's in higher society, think again. You're gonna almost have to know somebody to hook you up with those type of women. So your best bet, if you're looking for a good quality Thai woman, find you one that's like a real estate agency, a doctor, or a nurse. But make sure it's in the Bangkok area at least. If you ain't trying to go to the countryside, the province, or the villages, you can have a little success finding better quality of women in Bangkok than you could in Pattaya. Now, another thing you guys gonna have to learn. Just because you look through her phone and you go to her WhatsApp or her Line, which is the app they use over here to like keep in touch with people, it's almost like WhatsApp, but I think it's the Asian version of WhatsApp. You may go in there and see something you don't want. You may see a recent picture of a BBC at her mouth, or 3 Russian dudes doing the choo-choo train on her. Or she may delete all them because she know you the type that'll be insecure, as the women like to call it, and look through her phone and find it. So what they'll do, they'll delete a lot of their recent messages on those 2 apps that I just mentioned. And they got these other apps that a lot of foreigners don't know anything about. They disguise as gaming apps. That's where they keep in touch with all the foreign guys that they slept with in the past or are currently sleeping with behind your back, where they communicate with them to get them to send them money that you don't know about. They got all kind of wild transaction receipts on those apps. They got all kind of acts that they got all kind of positions that they're in with 20 different guys, like having a way with them. If you ever discovered them apps and looked at them, you probably have a heart attack and lose hope and to think you better off just being in America. It's that bad, like Austin Holloman said. And don't just come to Thailand for women. Hell, don't just go to any country for women. Like I said, when you least expect it and when you ain't out here looking hard for it, you can find what you really want if you're looking for quality. But we know a lot of brothers that's coming here, they want the easy way out. And the easy way gonna cost you in the long run. Thai women, that's in the adult industry are money vampires. Yes, y'all think women back home are money vampires because they keep saying they want a guy that makes 6 or 7 figures a year. That's bad, but over here, they get you in the most sophisticated, smooth way. The way they do it over here, you give one of them and they ask for a low amount of money at first. If I want you to take care of me, you could just give me 10 to 15,000 bucks a month. Then the second month roll around, it's 20,000. Then before you know it, 6 months went by, you paying 100,000 bucks per month, and that shit adds up. Then you get to thinking like, damn, at least when I was in America, I was taking women out on dates and I wasn't even spending this much a year on dates alone. Over here, you spending way more in the long run. That's how they get you. They get you like that with food over here too. Yes, food is cheaper, but you get a small little bitty quantity of it. But if you one of them people that like to eat a lot, you gonna come out of pocket. You could buy a plate of chicken wings and it'll be like 5 chicken wings. Then when you ask for another plate, what they do, they sell you the other half of what would have been a whole chicken wing for the same price. So to get full, you gonna spend damn near $20 or $30 on a meal if you ain't got food. So don't believe the hype that a lot of things are just cheap in here, and westernized food damn near costs more here than it does back in America. Hell, a pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream can be $8 to $10 depending on what grocery store you go here. Like I said before, this is not a video discouraging brothers to not come to Thailand. This a video enlightening my brothers. Don't come over here and make mistakes that I see foreigners making every day, thinking because the women so masculine back home and very combative that it's gonna be everything over here. This is not a utopia, but the dating scene can be a little better for you than it was back home. But in some cases, it could cost you your sanity, it could cost you your soul, and in most cases, it could cost you your bank account. So, if I forgot to mention anything in this video, there will be a part 4, even though I said this was the last installment. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will be bringing more good content to you guys pretty soon. As you see, watching this video, I done upgraded my vlog game. I mean, the video quality is going to be a whole lot better because I went and got me a DJI camera when I was in Bangkok. I went to the mall, and even when I was at the mall in Bangkok walking around, there was better quality women there. In Bangkok versus Pattaya, you can run across better quality. But the problem is a lot of guys, they just afraid to approach them. And another thing I want to tell you guys, because you're having a lot of success on Tinder and Bumble before you get to these countries, does not mean it's going to be the same outcome once you get there. Just because you got 500 matches on Bumble and Tinder don't mean you're going to meet, hell, you ain't going to even meet 10% of them women in person. Because foreign women can be flaky too to a certain extent. Maybe not as flaky as American women, but yes, they can be just as flaky. So stop coming over here selling your soul because the woman sounds so sweet and soft. It's all an act. Like I said, Thai women can be some of the best actors. Hell, they ain't even got enough Oscars in Hollywood to get these women because there's so many actresses here. And they are organized con artists. They can get, I mean, they take conniving